Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. So we're going to do another coin ring today. Can't get out metal detecting, it's just too cold, ground's too frozen. So I might as well make another coin ring. We're going to have a look at the weather tomorrow. Maybe we can get out, but we'll see. So today we're going to do this. This is 1977 Silver Jubilee Australian 50 cents. Look at the design on that. That's lovely, isn't it? That's absolutely lovely. I reckon that will probably look good with the vintage look on it. But yeah, 1977 Silver Jubilee. You can see it in the middle there, but we'll probably, I think I'm going to use the 1/2 inch punch, so we'll get rid of most of that Silver Jubilee in the middle because we just want the pattern really. So that is cool. Obviously we're using these American hole punchers, but you have the different size rings in there, but you see, look, you can't center that. So I use a rubber ring, but will sit perfectly in there. Put the coin in, and it sits absolutely perfect. So that's absolutely centered now. So we're going to get a hole in that. 1/2 inch punch. That's ready to go to make a hole in it, and obviously we use the 6-ton press. Just get a hole in that. I suppose you don't want to see that, so we'll come back to you when we got a hole in it. So we have done the hole. One hole bang in the centre. So we need to get that off there. Which of these ones are? Cooper nickel, always very hard to get off. So we'll get that sorted. But look at me. I ain't done one for a while, so we'll put that on there, get my rubber mallet, see if we can get that off. So it's going to be a tough one to get off. Yeah. So I've just got to mess about with that, but it will come off. It won't take long. Right, we'll get back to see when we got that off. Well, that took about 10 seconds to get that off. There's the centre bit in there. We'll get rid of that later. Not interested in that. So there's a coin. Put that away there. There we go. Centre hole. That is going to look lovely. It has got rid of all that Silver Jubilee bit, so we're not bothered about that. It's the pattern we're looking at. That's going to look nice. So what we'll do, full of cold, we're just going to deburr the middle. Get rid of any little cracks might be in there, little rough edges. Look at that. Feels quite nice. Cool. So we're going to have to heat that up. So you probably don't want to see that boring bit as well. So I'll get back to it when I've heated it up. There we go. Heated up. That will make it come a bit more pliable when we get the first fold on. So let's dry that off. So we've got to our doming block. Let's have a look. That's not too bad. I think that's probably the one we'll have to start it with. Yeah, it's definitely too small. So it'll be with that one first. And yep, we'll put a bit of lube in there. Just to help it push down nicely. And I think that's definitely going to go, see, that's going to be your ring side. So it's got to go face down like that. And what we're going to do, I would say, make sure that is, let's bring the camera up. Got to make sure that's level. I'm going to do the first fold with this one, just to get the first fold on. The vital fold. So metal check, so just make sure it's all level, which it's not there. So I'm just going to try and level that out. Like that. That looks pretty good. Just get that first fold on. People use harbour press normally when they're doing this, but I ain't got one, so I'll just use the 6-ton. Just get it up. Get that out of the way. Get that first press on. It's looking pretty good all the way around. Just have a quick check. This is the vital bit. So we'll just set on there now. We'll just get that bit of press on. There we go. Let's see what we got. Lovely. Right there. Right, let's go over here and have a look. Our first press. That's pretty nice. That's pretty nice. We're just gonna check there, get that rough edge off. Bit of sandpaper. So we just need to check that there's no cracks in there. Let's zoom in a bit. Yeah, you got to look for any cracks coming in here, because as soon as you start stretching it, that will split the ring. So it looks good. Let's zoom out. Okay, so we need to get another fold on that. So we're going to go for one of our dies. Probably this one. I would say probably start it with that one first. The reason why I'm going to stretch it more, because it's not going to go on the ring stretcher a lot. Well, it does, but it's copper nickel. It's quite hard to get bending round. So we'll start it in that one. Get a bit of lube in there, clean that out. That'll just help it slide down. There we go. We're going to try and level that out. I'll use the doming block actually to put it back there. We're going to use the doming block. And we'll get that up out of the way. That's and we're going to use our bigger, wherever it is, here it is. So we're going to use that one to get that pressed down a little bit more. You stick that in there. And we're just going to push that down a little bit more. Just got to make sure it's looking all level. It just looks slightly out there. Another crucial fold. Just try and get a level it up. Doesn't look too bad. That should square up when it comes down. Check that when it's down. That looks pretty good. Let's get another fold in there. Yeah, it looks like it's gone a bit bent actually. That didn't look good. Let's have a look. No, that's good. I thought it just went down a bit there, but obviously now we can get it on the ring stretcher. So what we're going to do, get some more heat on it. We'll get some more heat on that and I'll come back to you. Let's zoom in a little bit. Not 2, 1. There we go. Yeah, get a little bit more heat on there. It'll just make it a little bit easier to start on the ring stretcher, get it folded round. Right, get back to you when we've done that. Okay, we just heated that up. We need that more. It's just called annealing. Softens the metal up a bit, makes it a bit more easy to bend. So yeah, that's going to look a lovely ring, isn't it? I'll probably reduce it down because of its size at the moment will be quite big. So we're going to need a bit of tissue, of course. This will just protect the inside as we're bending it down. But it's going to be, let's zoom out, it's going to be quite difficult to keep this going. We're just turning it as we go. Just make it absolutely struggling already. Yeah, with this kind of metal, the more heat on it, the better. It's starting to struggle. Can we get one more out of it? We can. Let's have a look what we've got now. And what we're trying to do is get that bow out of there. Once we've got it kind of flat and straight, then we'll be good. See the little bow? So it needs a bit more work, so we'll heat that up again and try and get it a bit more straighter. Right, back to you in a mo. There we go, heat it up again. We'll just dry that off. Keep annealing, that gets it softened up. So we're going to try and get that bow out of it. That's the idea. Once we get that out, we can go down to the bottom and then we'll see. That's rock solid. Oh, that definitely takes some doing. I'm not going to get any more on that. Let's have a quick look at that. Yeah, she's still struggling. It's a bit better. She's a bit better. Let me move this across a little bit. We can definitely do with a bit more on it. But she's getting quite big now. No. Oh. Yeah, this is the worst bit. Actually getting that to do anything. Let's have a look now. Well, that's not too bad. Now, the worst bit now. Let's have a look again. Just come with my eye. Yeah, she could definitely do with a bit more. She's really struggling. I'm just going to try a couple of bends. Ideally, if you've got this ring stretcher, it's pretty difficult. Let me put some more heat on it. Let's see if we can get it a bit more softer. So I put a little bit more heat on it, and I've just done a little bit more. That's not too bad. So what we've got to do now is actually get it in the bottom here and get it bent round. Now I know it's not going to go like that by hand. I think we're going to have to use the 6-ton press to get that start going round, start coning a bit. We'll start making it look like a ring. So I wonder, can we get that on there? Is that the one we can use? Or that one? Might just get a little bit. Let's have a look on the other side. Put you up so you see what I'm doing. I think probably that one. Let's start it off with one. What can we start it off with? I would say that one. Just to get it going round to more like a ring. This is the problem, you see, you've got to try and... There's no on that one. Let's turn it around the other way. Yeah, there's a bit on that, but not a lot. I have to think about this one. I think probably just a little bit on that one. We'll just see if we can get it going round a little bit. So let's put a bit of lube on it. So we've already softened it up, so that's not bad. So let's see if we can get that level. I wonder if I use a flat plate on it, might be better. Will it be better? Probably not. So let's bring that down. Let's see if we can get it kind of where we want. And just do it slowly. We're just trying to level it off. We're not going to do it a lot. We're just enough to get it started. Let's try that. Let's see how she went. Yeah, she can go more. She can go more. Trying to help it along. There we go. That's a bit more better. Right. Let's see what we got. Oh yeah, she's coming around now. That is straighten them walls up nearly. It's starting to come round. We want focus cam, there we go. Needs a little bit more, I would say. A little bit more. A tiny touch. I think we're as far as we can go on that one. Let's just have a check. Just see if we can get a little bit more on it. As far as we're going to go on that one. Let's have a look. That's pretty good. Let's have a look with my eyes. Yeah, there's still needs a tiny bit more, but what we're going to do, because that's quite big now, we put it on the zoom out. We put it up there, we have got a size of a Z+1. Yeah, Z+1. So we need to reduce it down now. So we go to our reducers. So where do I put my reducer? I think, let's have a look. Probably that one. We will just try and squash it down a bit more square, so I'm off camera. That one. So we need to get it down in size. Oh, I've got a terrible cold, guys. So let's just have a look at that. Let's just take this right up. There we go. So I think a bit of wrap around that. That's what's called the Swedish wrap. So we're going to wrap some PFD tape around there. I'm going to say normally 20 times. Yeah, 15, 20, normally enough. You're just protecting that outside as you're squashing it down. But we'll do it. So what we're going to do is stick it into there. And we're going to use our plastic scuba doobers just to push it down. Push it down and reduce it inside. So, there we go. So I'm using these plastic ones now. We're just pushing it down in the die. Just so we can reduce the size of the coin. Trying to keep it square. We'll just see how that sits on it. It's not sitting very good. So let's put that out of the way a minute. Let's have a look at one of the bigger ones. That is more better. There we go. This is the wrong one. Just to get it down a bit. So on there. Let's just get it down a little bit. That's it. That's all we need. What we'll do, we'll turn it around. I'll give it about the same amount on the other side. That's it. Right. That's the problem with these Cooper nickel coins. They take some doing. But let's just peel this off. See what we got. Let's see what size we got. It's the worst thing is getting this off. Jesus. But it protects the coin, so I don't mind doing it. A lot of people don't like doing it, but I don't mind. Right. Get off, you bugger. Oh, that's looking lovely. Oh, that is a lovely ring. Right, so we're going to measure from the reeded side, obviously. Remember, it was an X, it was a Z plus 1, wasn't it? We are down now to a W. Yeah, to a W. Bang on W. W is a good size. Good man's finger. Let's just check myself for squareness. It looks pretty good. Yeah, it's flat on there. Cool. So, we're going to clean this up and see what she looks like. See, did that take that too long? Right, well, let's keep one. Let's get it cleaned up. So I'm just going to go to me. That one should be okay. So, because we've been heating it up, you get the black fire scale on the ring. See how like it is now. So these are like a 4. I'm using the right ones. Yeah, this is like a 4 quad 0 wire wool. Put it on a low speed. Let's just get some of that fire off. And you can see straight away, look, the detail coming out. Not forcing it, just nice and light. There we go, got the fire score up there, we'll go in the middle. I'm going to have to use a smaller one actually. A little bit faster. Let's do these first and I'll get a smaller one on. Let's just put the smaller one on to get in the middle there. There we go. What I didn't do is check the lip. There's a bit of a lip there. Forgot about that. Just take a bit of the lip off. Yep, she's gone. That's going to make it a little bit bigger. But it's still just over a W. The American size, 11.5. Yeah, that's alright. We can reduce that. If anyone's interested in that, we can reduce it. Or make it bigger, not a problem. So what we'll do, we'll get that shined up. So there's my buffing one. Use it on the outside. Get a bit of polish. Get the polish on there. A bit on the inside. Put that down there. Clean my pinkies up. Spread that around. Obviously they'll get a better polish if anyone wants to buy one of these rings. They'll get a better polish and they get a clear lacquer on them. Remember they are nickel. 75% nickel, 25% copper. So if you're allergic to nickel, obviously don't buy them. But they will be coated ×2 with a clear seal. Right, buff it up. Just need to get a small buffer for the inside. Let's get that. Take that off there. Let's put that on in the centre. Screw that on there. Put that back in the machine. There we go. Get the inside done. Bit of a clean, especially my fingers. Like I say, yeah, it'll have a more in-depth polish. This is just showing you quickly. It'll be a long, boring video, which they probably are anyway. It's just a quick clean up to show you what it looks like. This one is a size W. Just looking lovely. So zoom in. Look at that. That's a beautiful design on that ring, isn't it? Beautiful design. Very nice. All the details still in the middle. Look. There's a date. So I get a proper shine up and then lacquered. And job's a good one. Lovely. Fantastic ring. So if you're interested in any of these rings, a coin ring with your birth year or like that, or maybe celebrate your wedding anniversary or whatever, give me a shout. Email down below, forgedfromcoins@gmail.com, and I'll sort you out a ring. If you're interested in this one, let me know. 1977, Australian 50 cents. Beautiful design on it, look, see, nice ring shape. Put it on my finger. There you go, look at that. Always wear it from the reeded edge, that's where you measure it from, but that's a nice ring. So if you enjoyed this video, give me a thumbs up. Catch you on the next one. Bye bye.